to another edition of Real Estate True Intel. True Intel, of course, means true intelligence. I'm Andy Zubia, your host. The topic of our conversation today is going to be modifications and what happens if the bank or the lender turn down your modification request. What to do? What are the next steps? How do you proceed and go forward if you have received a letter from the bank or the lender notifying you that the modification request has been denied or turned down? We get a lot of calls and a lot of emails from our clients asking, what do we do now? What are our next options? What are the next steps to take? Well, first of all, keep in mind that if the bank or the lender turns your modification down, and by the way, let's just go back for a second. A modification is where you're asking the bank to modify the terms of your loan, to reduce the interest rate, and to reduce your payment every month. So if the modification is denied, the first thing that you should do is this. You need to communicate with the bank or the lender and ask them the reasons why the modification was turned down. You, as a homeowner, as an investor, have the right to resubmit your modification request once again. I cannot tell you the number of times that modifications were turned down and resubmitted and were approved, and the homeowner was very, very happy with the new terms of the modification, including the interest rate reduction and the payment reduction. So the first strategy before you is you need to communicate with the bank or the lender. Find out why was the modification denied. There may be a few reasons. One, they did not have a complete package. And a package is simply this: a hardship letter, 2 years tax returns, 3 months of bank statements, 3 months of pay stubs. That's basically the component of a modification package. Each individual lender or bank may want additional information or may have their own forms. But in a lot of the cases, the homeowner is missing documentation. So you basically have to go back and look at your package and determine what information was missing. So you resubmit the entire package. Let me repeat. You resubmit the entire package. And you always want to make sure that you're sending it to the correct fax number, to the correct email address, or to the correct physical address. So each individual bank or lender has a preference as to how they want to process the modification paperwork. They may want it faxed, they may want it emailed, or they may want you to send it back via Federal Express or regular mail. So the first strategy is to communicate with the bank or the lender. Find out why the modification was turned down. If it was simply because paperwork was missing or not complete, then by all means, get your documentation together, redo the package, and make sure that you have copies for your records. Resubmit the package with a new cover letter. And the cover letter should basically state your name, your address, the account number, and a request for a modification. By the way, a perfect strategy is this. On every document that you send the bank, you want to put your name, your address, and the account number. So in case there are missing papers in the fax transmittal, they can look at the package and figure out what homeowner this particular modification package belongs to. So we have missing documentation as one reason for the denial of the modification. Another reason may be that you as a homeowner are not providing enough income for the modification to be approved. You heard correctly. Most homeowners are under the impression that for the bank or the lender to approve a modification, you need to show that you don't make enough money. You need to show that you cannot make the mortgage payments. Nothing could be further from the truth. Yes, we know that people have been laid off, that their hours have been reduced, and that they are having a financial challenge. But the most important strategy in a modification is you need to demonstrate to the bank that you're able to make your regular monthly payments and you have a budget that allows you to do that. Because remember, in the modification package, you're going to have a financial statement. A financial statement basically is the statement where you're listing your income and your expenses. So I saved the financial statement for last because that is key. That is the most important part of the modification package. But you must show that you have enough money coming in to be able to meet all of your expenses plus the mortgage payment. So let me just recap. A modification package consists of a financial statement, a hardship letter, 2 years tax returns, 3 months of bank statements, 3 months of pay stubs. And if you're self-employed, you would want to send a profit and loss statement to the bank. So whatever the reason for the denial or the turn down of the modification, please understand that you can resubmit the package to the bank or the lender, and they will consider your request for a modification once again. We know that lenders in America are able to requalify the homeowner after 1 year. That means if you received a modification in 2008 and for whatever reason you had a challenge or a problem and you fell behind once again, you can resubmit a new modification to the bank or the lender once again in 2010. As always, you can call the 1-800-HOPE number, which the banks will provide for you. And this is a nonprofit organization that is designed specifically to help you protect your property. This has been another edition of Real Estate True Intel. True Intel coming to you.